All right, Shalom Israel. This is the brother of War Ba coming back to you again with another lesson. Before I kick it off, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful and humble elect that's out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. And shalom to you sincere Aquam that are out there, that are Aquath that are out there, that are listening and that are subscribed to my channel as well. Shalom to you also. Shalom to you as well. Salak. So with this topic, I'm going to title this, in this episode of Why We Call You the Devil. Okay. It's going to be over oral suction circumcision. Okay. And I know this is crazy. It's a crazy sounding topic, but it's something that needs to be dealt with and exposed and addressed, man. Okay. Because as you know, it's a part of the Hebrew faith to be circumcised as a male, okay, on the 8th day, according to the law, according to the Tanakh, the Torah, whatever you want to call it, okay, whichever one you want to say. But the so-called Jew has taken it upon himself to pervert the way that this act is supposed to be done. Okay. Now, if you're not familiar with what they call the oral suction circumcision, I've got some things pulled up already. Okay, so I got a video that I'm going to show real quick.
Disturbing allegations are surfacing in a very unexpected place. A man who is supposed to bring joy and holiness to the Jewish ritual of circumcision is now accused of something unthinkable, spreading a deadly disease to innocent babies. News 12's Tara Rosenblum joins us now with her special report, Cradle of Secrets.
It's a topic that not many people want to talk about, but an unlikely whistleblower, a young Orthodox Jewish woman, is now speaking out, claiming a local rabbi is infecting babies, making them sick. And what's worse, she says no one is doing anything to stop him. For centuries, when a Jewish baby boy is born, the ancient ritual of circumcision is performed.
All right, real quick. So what we're going to do is we're going to get some precepts real quick, and we're going to go over why the circumcision law was important and just kind of bring you up to speed on what it is. Okay. If you are new to the faith, you don't have any idea what's why it is, required. Okay. So this is Genesis chapter 17. And we're going to start at the 10th verse before I get into that video. Okay? Actually, I'm going to start at 9. And this says, And the Most High said, or Salakia, and the power said unto Abraham, Thou shalt keep my covenant, therefore, thou and thy seed after thee in their generations. All right? This is my covenant, which ye shall keep between me and you and thy seed after thee. Every man-child among you shall be circumcised, okay? And ye shall circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and it shall be a token of the covenant betwixt me and you, all right? So, as you know, that was a custom that we kept back in the ancient world, and even still to this day, all right? And a lot of other nations has actually adopted this custom whenever their child is born. Okay, so just like anything else, just like a marriage dowry, whenever a woman is given into marriage, and she has a marriage token that she keeps, which is actually like for lack of a better word, like a towel that has her blood on it after she's had sex with her husband. It proves that she's a virgin. It's her token of virginity. Okay. Well, same thing applies with this here. Okay. So the circumcision, the flesh of the foreskin shall be a token of the covenant between the Most High and yourself. Okay. Now, here's the deal. Verse 12 is going to tell you there's a time frame that this is supposed to happen at. Okay, so whenever a male child is born, the male child after the 8th day, I'm going to go in the 12th verse. I'm going to go ahead and read it. This is Genesis 17, verse 12. And it says, and he that is 8 days old shall be circumcised among you. Every man child in your generations, he that is born in the house or bought with money of any stranger is not of thy seed. So it doesn't matter. Okay. Every person, every male child that's born that is within your household on the 8th day, if they're born, should be circumcised. Okay. This was a must. And they had ways about going about doing it. All right. So low key with this video, well, not necessarily low key, with the video I'm about to show you is that the self-proclaimed Jew, or the Edomite, the Amalek Edomite, okay, has perverted this lack of a better word, this custom that we have, and he's actually going and putting his mouth upon babies' penises, man, and biting the foreskin to circumcise them. And he's doing this and drawing blood at the same time when the scriptures doesn't even say that that's how that's supposed to be done. All right. So these guys have been exposed for pedophilia, the killing of children, the eating of children, and everything, you name it. All right. Because this is the reason why we seriously call these people the devil, man. Okay. What manner of a person is actually going to do that to a newborn child, man? Okay. And it's gone to the point of these guys are actually infecting these babies, these newborns, with the herpes simplex virus, man. The herpes simplex virus. All right. Already jacking them up before they even have a chance at life. Okay. Which is ultimately judgment from the Most High anyway. We know that. But still, it doesn't make it correct for them to be doing that. Especially not with their own teeth. Okay. So I'm going to continue on this one. This is verse 13. He that is born in thy house and he that is bought with thy money must needs be circumcised. And my covenant shall be in your flesh for an everlasting covenant. And the uncircumcised man child whose flesh of his foreskin is not circumcised, that soul shall be cut off from his people. He hath broken my covenant. Okay, so pretty big thing. All right. This is very, very important amongst the nation of Israel. Okay. So I'm going to get a quick precept dealing with this so-called white man. Okay. Because this guy has just been doing the most, hasn't stopped, and he won't stop until the Most High has to come back, or until the Lord comes back and destroys this guy, man. Okay. I'm going to go into Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 or chapter 12. And I'm going to start at the 3rd verse. Okay. It says, for it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land. Verse 4, whom thou hated for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices. Okay, so we already know that the so-called the Jewish people, they do all types of different things and sacrifices. Okay. They sacrifice their children to Molech. They wear the star of Molech. That 6-pointed star that they have, we already know what that's about. It goes back to a pagan god, okay, that they used to sacrifice their children to, okay, which basically they would have a child newborn, and they would just basically throw them in the fire and sacrifice them to Molech. That's just one way, okay, one reference. Verse 5, and also the merciless murderers of children and the devourers of man's flesh and the feast of blood. Okay, who does that? Who fits that description? It's the self-proclaimed white man. Okay, let's not get this misconstrued. You guys, you Edomites, you fit this description perfectly, man. You're doing it all across the world. The Jews are doing this. The so-called Jews are doing this. Okay, they're guilty of this. And the Catholic Church, those priests, man. which are sexing children, raping young children, sex trafficking young children, taking them from their parents, and having all types of different abominations, man, with children. Okay? And there's been several times over the past few years that these guys have been caught, busted behind having a huge ring of child pornography, man. There's a whole thing. I mean, there was that whole Pizzagate scandal, man. Okay? Children are no longer safe, man. So a lot of times I don't even let my children go outside to play anymore from fear of them getting snatched up and taken to some creep like this, man. Okay? Let's get back to work. This is verse 6. With their priests out of their midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that killed with their own hands, souls destitute of help. All right? And I mean, that's basically the point. Verse 5 was basically the point. Okay? So I'm going to get into how circumcision was actually supposed to be done. And then we'll get back to the video and I'll show you exactly how it is. Well, matter of fact, we'll just go ahead and finish the rest of the video. And then we'll get to the precepts.
But in some ultra-Orthodox communities, religious leaders, known as moyals, also engage in something controversial during the bris. In a practice known as Metzitza Bepe, or just MBP, the moil actually uses his mouth to suck the blood from the infant's penis after he cuts off the foreskin. Meant to prevent infection and serve as a celebration of life, News 12 has learned the little-known practice has turned into a curse for life for some babies involved in our area. And it's all because of a local rabbi who's alleged to have a sexually transmitted disease.
The rabbis are going to take care of it. They won't let him get away with it.
According to these documents we obtained from the State Health Department, Rabbi Yitzhak Fisher of Muncie has been tied to at least 3 herpes infections in babies, one of whom died back in 2004. Shortly after the tragic death, Rabbi Fisher was forbidden from practicing NBP in New York.
All right, that's pretty much the point on that one. That's all we need off of that. Okay, so as you can see, these guys are guilty, man. Freaking guilty. Why? I mean, there's nowhere in the scriptures that tells you you're supposed to go put your mouth on a baby's penis and bite and draw blood. So let's get some precepts. All right, let's get some precepts real quick. So we're going to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 25. Okay, and so we're going to see some examples of how to properly circumcise a child. Okay, so this is an example right here. Then Zipporah took a sharp stone, a sharp stone, and cut off the foreskin of her son and cast it at his feet and said, "Surely a bloody husband art thou to me." Okay, so that's just an example right there. She took a sharp stone, and did the circumcision. All right, let's take a look at another example. Let's go to the book of Joshua, chapter 5, verse 2. Okay, and it says, "And at that time the Lord Yahweh said unto Joshua, Make thee sharp knives, and circumcise again the children of Israel the second time." Okay. And Joshua made him sharp knives, and he circumcised the children of Israel at the hill of the foreskins. Okay? See, there's nowhere in the scriptures where it talks about you putting your mouth on a baby's penis, which is a big act of homosexuality. Okay? Right off the top. Okay? And biting through his foreskin, and then biting through it just to draw blood. Okay, they're trying to make this, low key, kind of like the token of the dowry for the woman, where she gets popped and then she bleeds, because they're just that perverse, man. It's plainly clear that these guys need to be removed out of power and exterminated, man. Real talk. Okay. And that's pretty much all I have for this lesson right here. You know, there's more lessons to come. And there's brothers been popping up all left and right. The internet has been flooded with these. And we're going to straight up just expose you Edomites, man, for the devil that you truly are. All right. So with that, I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Until next time, Shalom.